Missiles are launched from an undisclosed location in this Pakistani military video.
We have given a strong punch to our coward enemy. Alhamdulillah.
Pakistan announced its retaliation after accusing India of firing at 3 of its military bases.
Whatever they may do, we are prepared for any eventuality. They want to continue it? Fine.
One base, just 10 kilometres from the capital, was where Australian cricketers fled the country on a charter flight just hours earlier. India says none of its military infrastructure sustained major damage. But in return, it's targeted Pakistani bases. It says Islamabad has been targeting civilian areas and using high-speed missiles.
Pak military has been observed to be moving their troops into forward areas, indicating offensive intent to further escalate the situation.
Tensions reached boiling point on Wednesday when India launched airstrikes on Pakistan and Pakistani-held territory. India says it was targeting infrastructure used by militants who carried out an attack on Hindu tourists last month. Days of cross-border shelling have devastated frontier towns like Poonch. 51-year-old Amarjit Singh, a retired soldier and temple volunteer, was killed when a shell struck his home.
My brother was standing on a balcony and he was hit by a bomb there. It's a big loss for our family.
A splinter pierced through his lungs. The bleeding couldn't be stopped.
There are fears the conflict is entering a new chapter, both sides accusing the other of drone attacks. On Friday, a drone hovering above the Golden Temple, one of Sikhism's holiest sites, set off panic across India's Amritsar. A few kilometres away, blasts were heard near an Air Force base. The city was plunged into darkness. Residents told to switch off lights, stay indoors and avoid windows.
When a missile is coming for you, how can you feel safe?
Global powers, including the US and China, are urging calm. But on the ground, as the death toll climbs on both sides, it already feels like war.
Well, let's bring in South Asia correspondent Meghna Bali now. Meghna, you're in close to the border of India and Pakistan, where there were reports of blasts nearby overnight. What is the sense on the ground?
Yeah, hey Nakari, look, I'm in the village of Gurdaspur in Punjab, where we've come to check out 2 giant craters, that have come up in the early hours of this morning. Locals have, described hearing explosions at that time. While we don't know what's caused these craters, what we do know is that the impact is quite great. There's window panes have been shattered up to 200 metres away, electrical poles have come down. And, since this morning, the Indian Army has confirmed drone and high-speed missile attacks by Pakistan in other parts of this particular state overnight. It's the latest escalation in what seems to be this widening conflict. This is the first time in more than 50 years that Pakistan has actually hit this part of India. And, both countries over the last few days have traded accusations, but they've both maintained that they do want to de-escalate. At the same time, they've been hitting each other's military assets. Now, this situation is changing rapidly, and with both countries pushing these sort of competing narratives, it's getting harder and harder to separate fact from misinformation.
Meghna Bali reporting.